Did that happen to you when someone played ASAP Ferg Work?
Oh, you're talking about when I was on Twitter.
No.
You was on, yeah.
Shots fired. No,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was on Twitter and I went off on an opener.
Yeah. And which was like, coming from your standpoint, I think, you're allowed to say whatever you want, right? Watching it from like Twitter kind of felt like, people were like, yo, there's like a million songs that you could have played instead of that, right? So what's your take on that though? Was it like that song, or was it the energy, or was it, did you
my thing is like this, right?
Because you should have brought that same energy of just like, well, I'm gonna smash this regardless.
No, I mean, I had that same energy,
right?
I'm gonna smash this regardless.
Were you drunk when you tweeted that though?
I was definitely drunk.
Okay. That's important to put out there.
Yeah. No, I was definitely. I even think I said in the tweet, I know I'm drunk.
Oh, you did. You did.
So you wouldn't have tweeted that if he wasn't drunk.
You probably still would have.
No,
I would have been annoyed.
You would let it go.
I would have been in the group chat with y'all.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Give me that whole what your whole take on it.
So wait, all right. So
aftermath?
There was a club, right? I'm not gonna name the city or the club. There's this club that I go to where the opener, right, would consistently burn and played like the newest hits, right?
I can't eye roll enough.
I know, but it's one of those things where like, like I talk to other headliners. So when I talk to other DJs and we mention, let's say your name, and if I'm like, yo, do you know Bonix? And they do this, yeah. You already know,
right?
That's a violator, right?
Right.
Kind of like.
Did he do that to you?
No, and I'm saying like that's when I speak about this opener.
Oh, okay, right.
When I speak about this opener,
people roll their eyes.
People are like, that dude's the worst.
Right.
Like he just goes in, you know?
Right.
So he played at one point, it was 11:15. He played ASAP Ferg Work. All I Do Is Win. Right. What do you call it? Pop That. I Pop That. All I Do Is Win. I don't really care. Like,
but those records still don't have no place in the opening set.
I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a quote from DJ AM, and I just had a conversation with Brian Bassett from Sacramento, from the Park. We had a long conversation. We were talking about openers and DJs and everything, and he said the one quote from DJ AM that he would tell Brian Bassett. He's like, "Yo, what kind of opener do you want?" He's like, "I just want the opener to keep it sexy, play for the girls,
right?
Keep it sexy, and then I get on and I do what I fucking do.
Right.
But you never fail." In any genre of music, keeping it sexy,
right,
and keeping the girls dancing.
1,000%.
So my whole thing is like, at 11:15, if you want to go Travis Scott and have the crowd raging and doing all that, that's cool. But at some point, that energy can't just keep going up and up and up.
Right.
It's got to go down and up and down and up
totally,
again, right?
Totally.
So anyway, with this opener, the second time, right? That first time, that was probably. The thing is, like, it was after the pandemic.
Right.
I haven't DJ'd in a long time, but all the venues I did DJ, I was hearing great DJs.
Right.
So I was in a great mood. I was like, yo, I love DJing again. I miss it. And then I went to this venue. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker again. Like, it brought me back to like, oh, I got to deal with these fucking, these dudes again. Who don't know how to open, who are going out for self, right?
Right.
So, and then everyone on Twitter was like, why are you still holding on to ASAP Ferg? There's so much new music out, right? Yeah. And I was just like, yeah. And then some of the dudes that were like, yo, man, like, I had an opener. He's like, I don't know about ASAP Ferg. That's not a big song for me. But an opener was playing Young Thug Ski and Soulja Boy, I Make It Clap. Yeah. And I had to tell him, like, you need to chill. And I'm like, you need to sit down. That's when I hopped on because he was violating with those two songs. And in my head, I'm like, what room are you in? Right?
That you playing. So wait, as far as them being big songs, or
what room are you in where Ski and I Make It Clap, Soulja Boy are the biggest songs, right now? Right. So like, obviously, y'all don't know what kind of room I'm in.
Right.
So like, I'm not judging your room, right?
Totally.
Because there are hip hop rooms and maybe some regional cities. I don't know where those songs would be huge.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying like I'm in a room where it's open format.
Right.
And that meaning I have any night that I'm there, it could be more heavy EDM crowd, Latin crowd, hip hop crowd, or whatever, or pop top 40. Right. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now everyone's like, well, who gives a fuck about ASAP Ferg Work? All right, so if I have an EDM crowd, how many songs can I play from hip hop that are somewhat new, that are gonna speak to all of those people and unite them?
EDM. Right.
And ASAP Ferg Work is one of those records.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those.
So that's what they don't understand.
Right.
And they don't understand it, not because they're stupid. It's because they've never done those rooms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't talk to a DJ that doesn't play house at any time of the night.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you play hip hop all night,
right,
you ain't gonna go for the ASAP Ferg. I 100% know that.
Right.
You can play Way Too Sexy. You do whatever the fuck you're gonna do.
It's old, but like in an open format room, it's a little different. And
it's an open format room. If I got a heavy crowd, I'm gonna need those records, especially if there's a performer on,
right,
and I have to transition with the performer's DJ.
Right.
I don't know how he's gonna spin. I don't know what record he's gonna lead me off with, and I need that ASAP Ferg. If I drop the ASAP Ferg, right, when people hear that, dun, 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 dun,
right,
they're gonna wild the fuck out.
Yeah.
Who?
Right. I mean, it is early for like 11:15.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
So
11:15,
so people, this is the thing with openers, and I'm gonna tell you a conversation that I had with this opener the second time he opened for me, and I have notes on this. It was 11. It seems like the witching hour for him to violate was 11:15, because 11:15 he started playing My Type Saweetie.
Mm-hmm. Oh hell no, bro.
And then he played Peppers.
That's foul.
So then
You can't play Peppers at 11. Come on, man.
You can't play.
And this is the crazy thing, the crowd wasn't feeling it.
Right.
He was playing some Latin house earlier. He was playing some reggaeton earlier, and it was destroying. And I was looking at him, and I was like, he was killing it with sexy shit.
Right.
Girls were dancing, and then he threw on these big ass songs.
Right.
And they wasn't ready.
Right.
Because they was in a different mode. They wasn't drunk yet.
Right.
Do you understand?
Well, that's where I was kind of going before about like playing that headliner set anymore for me. It's like I'd love to play the open. Like I'm telling people will be like, you know you could do we'll book you for this, and I was like, look, don't worry about stepping on my toes if you ask me to play later or earlier. Like, just set the fucking vibe, like where it's at, and that's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just
the thing is this: with an opener, if I knew when I work with him, it's all respect.
Right.
But sometimes there would be like the headliner. If I'm opening for a headliner and they feeling themselves, that's when I go in like, I'm gonna melt this motherfucker's face.
Did you say something to him?
No.
Did you say something to him? So what as a veteran DJ?
So this is what I did. So I went to the booth and I started standing behind him.
Okay.
And he was about to play Taki Taki, right? And I said, don't play that. And he was like, cool. And he was gonna play another record, right?
Yeah, or some bang. Yeah.
And I was like, don't play that. And then he took off his headphones and he turned around and he said, like, what can I play? What can I play then? And I told him, I said, you could play anything that I'm not gonna play, or that I might need.
Right.
He's like, why you holding on to these old songs? He's like, there's so much new shit. I'm like, what's the new shit that we playing in 2021 right now? Right. What's the hottest hip hop record that we playing right now?
Right.
And he was like, Way Too Sexy. I'm like, oh, word?
Play that.
That's gonna destroy the whole room. I'm like, that's a hit or miss.
Right.
That's like I could get a little bit of feedback, but that's not a hit.
Right.
So I asked him, what is the biggest hit for hip hop right now? He said, nah, you're right. So I said, then what am I supposed to play? Because you just play Saweetie. Right.
And not that there isn't a million records to play or anything, but you really, like you saying, like,
no. What is the hit this year? You answer me. What is the hip hop hit this year?
I would say Way Too Sexy off. That would be my first thing.
But is that really the biggest banger for the year? That would have been like number 11 on a regular year. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It would have been a mid.
I'll put it this way.
Totally.
I drop you if you drop Hot Boy, right? Bobby Shmurda and Way Too Sexy.
Right.
Who's gonna sing the words?
Right. And just because it's old doesn't mean. And that's a good.
And that's why I talked to him. I said, so what is the banger that I should be playing right now? What's the number one shit? He couldn't answer. Right.
Right.
But so he's like, then why you need Taki Taki? Right. I said,
damn.
Wait.
I'm going though. That's what I'm saying.
I broke this down to him because I called him the next day.
Right.
Because we got into it.
I'm glad you did.
I did call him. I reached out because
that's.
I wanted to know if he was violating because he was selfish or he was ignorant, and it showed. It kind of showed it was a little bit of both.
Right.
But he's like, why you need Taki Taki? That shit is old, right? And I said, like I said, if it's a mainly hip hop crowd, there's some Latin people there. What is the hip hop crowd gonna know?
Right.
Are they gonna do the new Sec? Right. Are they gonna do the John and Randy's joint? Or are they gonna know Taki Taki?
Right.
Because Cardi's on it.
Right.
And they're gonna sing the words to the Cardi's verse. So that is my crossover open format record, my friend. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I need that record in case someone wants reggaeton, or Big Table who's spending $10,000 wants reggaeton. Right. I got my reggaeton set. I got that. Right. But how many times in a night does the motherfuckers need to hear Peppers?
Right.
How many times in the night do they need to hear Saweetie?
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
So what are we doing here? Are we professionals?
Right.
Or are we just doing whatever the fuck we want so that motherfuckers can hear the same songs every fucking hour?
Right.
Because if you playing Peppers at 11:15 and you know I have to come out and start at midnight, I gotta say Peppers because you played it. Right. You know what I'm saying? If I come out and that's the biggest record right now,
right?
You want me to hold back because you opened with that 11:15,
right?
And how long am I supposed to wait before it's okay for me to play that record?
Right.
Well, you can play it twice, and all right. So we not professionals then,
right? Totally.
Because who has more choices, me or you?
Right.
You got more choices.
Totally.
That's
good. That's good. That's a good point.
It's not only that. You're not looking at you don't look at what's happening in the headline set. That night that he did that to me was a crazy night. I had a guest DJ come on, a reggaeton DJ come on, and I had a performer and his DJ come on. I had to switch, and this is in Cali. This is the West Coast.
Right.
They close at 2 a.m.
Right.
So I'm switching over DJs in a 2-hour set with different motherfuckers. I need all the ammunition I can get.
Right.
I need those records because I need to figure the crowd out.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's different. Like this is.
Does this make sense though?
No, it makes sense. But when you just pull it apart from Twitter, like everyone.
But that's why I know. I know the motherfuckers who responded.
Right.
He responded like, "That's an old record. You know, if an opener plays that, I don't let it deter me from whatever the fuck. Right. You know." And I'm like, all right, now
it's
this
not deterring.
Wait. But now you're just tweeting to make yourself look dope because you're like make it seem like you're the greatest DJ and nothing ever phases you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I know that's not true.
Right.
And it's like you want everyone to be like, word, like the we don't let no motherfuckers fuck with us and all of the shit. Everyone knows you a great DJ.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think he recalled the night. He's like, you know, like an opener played that for me, and it didn't affect my night one bit.
Right.
And then what he failed to tell about that story, because I know motherfuckers, and motherfuckers tell me about their nights, is that DJ got pulled that he was talking about.
Oh, he did.
He's like, yeah, my opener played A$AP Ferg and nothing happened. And I'm like, yeah, well, I heard that motherfucker got pulled and you had to get on early. So how come you didn't include that in the tweet? You and and he's I love that motherfucker.
That's the man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like with Twitter, after that whole thing, I was like, oh, I'm not even gonna engage with these motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like back in 2000 something, I probably was that guy on Twitter that was like, fuck that, fuck her, But a lot of things changed as I got older. Like I'm not like a no request like sort of guy. Like people go to fucking grave like. Shout out to Nugget. He got a neon sign in his club. No fucking request. Which is cool. Like I get the sentiment for sure. But I'm too old to be. I've been doing it for too long to be tweeting while I'm DJing. Like, cause here's my thing about those sort of tweets. You ready? If you are the greatest DJ and you killed it and you're the man, the story you're gonna pick out from the night you killed it was that 2-minute interaction of a shitty interaction. Why don't you tell me what did you play last night that was amazing? What set it off? But the next day you choose to focus on that one person. And that's where it starts to get funny is these cats are focusing on this little sliver of negativity to get these reactions versus like, if you're the fucking greatest DJ, then tell me something you did great last night, versus like, yo, the people in the audience, they're not fucking DJs, right? I'm not a fucking doctor, so I can't go up to the doctor and be like, yo, dog, you ain't doing that right. Like, I might ask a doctor a basic-ass question the same way someone in the audience may ask a DJ a basic-ass question, right? Though that person worked 40 hours this week and just wants to fucking hear her favorite song, not try to piss you off, and I get... See, here's the other part is that people are like, well, they can be nice about it. But you tell me any service industry person in this whole fucking city who never had a bad drink request or a bad stripper, it's like
a part of the
it's
job.
A part of the fucking job. And
yeah.
if you choosing to focus on that on your Twitter while you're DJing, to me says everything about it. Everything.
But that's to me that's a young DJ.
Totally.
And
I've been there. It's just
and I feel like you gotta let these young DJs just say what they want and then realize later like. Later they just gonna realize like, damn, I ain't really have to say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's where I'm at. Like where.
But what did you take from my tweet about the A$AP Ferg?
So I would say first response was like, damn, it's like a million other songs that he could talk about.
Right.
But the way that you're talking about it, that it's like I won't debate with anyone that there's a million other fucking songs, but the way that you're talking about, my audience will understand this crossover. Like that to me is where the science is.
Right.
And I like hearing that part of it, because now you made it make more sense. It was like, yo, this is a safe record for me in this arena. That
exactly.
And I like how you said that. And to me, that kind of broke through more of just like, that's a teachable moment. And it doesn't look like a teachable moment. It looks like you're mad and drunk and angry. And I guess so. Right. I guess it's just like the,
a little bit of both.
But you know what I love is that with Twitter, right? They saw that tweet and they immediately were like, well, let me. How do I use this for my agenda?
Right.
So my agenda is either letting other people know that I'm a a better DJ.
Yeah, you said it.
Or we don't need records like that. And like why is Crooked holding on to these records? Like, he's old, he's washed, and then all these young DJs. I'm gonna use this agenda to shit on older DJs, right? Yeah. So everyone has an agenda on Twitter, and they're using my tweet to do that. But what they don't realize is, like, I've been in this a long time, and I'm calculated. And I analyze a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. So if I say that I need that record, I need that fucking record. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if you're like, well, why do you need that record? Then I'll be like, you should be asking yourself that question.
Right.
And
not judging you for
No. You should be asking yourself that question and ask yourself, what room am I in? Right. And what room is he in? Because that makes all the fucking difference. Right. What city's in, what the fuck's going on?
Right.
In Cali, to me, you do not need to repeat any fucking records in a town that has 4 hours of nightclub time. Not even 3.5 hours.
I'm actually not mad at repeating. Like, I had thought about it a lot. Mm-hmm. But I get what you're saying. Like, a lot of the rules have changed. Like, from what I thought, I used to not. Yeah. Dude, I used to go 4 hours and not repeat one song on vinyl, bro. Like, how did that even happen? You know. Now I have a harder time even thinking about that. But I wanted to say this real quick and bring it back to remind DJs of this, because I don't think that people recognize that when a person walks up to you and requests a song or whatever, like, they have more songs than you do in here than you do on your laptop.
If you want to check the full episode of this clip, click the video on the left. Or if you'd like to continue watching more R.O.A.D clips, click the video on the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new clips and videos from R.O.A.D Podcast throughout the week. Peace.